This video will show you something most people never realize. Why your family works hard, but never gets ahead. The hidden pattern keeping you stuck in survival. The emotional cost of being the first to break it. And the truth about why it feels so hard, even when you're trying. But more importantly, I'm going to show you the exact blueprint to escape it. So you don't just understand the cycle. You actually break it. Let's get into it. But before we go deeper, let's quickly walk through the structure of this video so you know exactly what to expect. We will be covering 6 parts. Part 1, the silent weight. Part 2, the truth, why the UK system keeps people stuck. Part 3, the emotional trigger, why this hits different now. Part 4, the shift, why you need a new blueprint. Part 5, the urgency, why you can't delay this. Part 6, the blueprint. If your family has never built real wealth, this will explain why. Not just the system that keeps you stuck, but the mindset you inherited, the pressure you're carrying, and why doing more isn't fixing it. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll either keep repeating the cycle, or finally break it. So let's dive straight into it. Part 1, the silent weight. You're not just trying to succeed. You're trying to fix something, and right now, in the UK, that pressure is heavier than ever. Bills are rising, rent keeps going up, food prices don't stay the same for more than a week. And somehow, your income doesn't move the same way. So every morning, before your day even starts, there's this weight, because it's not just about your bills anymore. It's about breaking out of a system that never really worked for your family. You watched it growing up. Parents waking up early, coming home exhausted, still saying things like, "We're managing. We'll figure it out. Just get through this month," but deep down, you notice something early. No one is actually getting ahead. They're surviving, they're coping, they're adjusting, but they're not building anything that lasts. And now, with the cost of living where it is today, that same cycle is trying to repeat through you, unless you stop it. Part 2, the truth, why the UK system keeps people stuck. Let's tell the truth. The one people feel, but don't say this didn't start with you. But it lives through you. Your family didn't fail. They followed the rules they were given. And those rules were never designed to make them wealthy. They were designed to make them acceptable, safe, predictable, controlled. Think about it. No one sat you down and said, "Let me show you how to build wealth." Instead, you were taught, don't mess up, don't take risks, be realistic, be grateful for what you have. And that sounds responsible, until you realize what it actually creates. It creates people who are afraid to expand, afraid to try, afraid to lose, afraid to think bigger than their environment. So they shrink their dreams to match their reality, and over time, that becomes identity. Pause. And this is the part that hits deeper. Because it's not just about money, it's about what money represents in your family. Stress, arguments, limitations, sacrifice. So without even realizing it, you grow up with a silent belief, money is hard. Life is about struggle. We're not the kind of people who get ahead like that. No one says it directly, but it shows up in everything. The way opportunities are dismissed, the way successful people are talked about, the way risk is automatically seen as danger, and slowly, you inherit a ceiling. Not a financial ceiling, a mental one. And here's the truth most people don't want to face. You're not stuck because you're not working hard enough. You're stuck because you're thinking from a system that was built in survival mode. And survival mode doesn't build wealth. It avoids pain. It protects what little you have. It keeps you in cycles that feel safe, but go nowhere. So when you say, "I want more, I want to do better, I want to be different," but you still think like your environment, you create conflict inside yourself. One part of you wants to grow. The other part is trying to stay safe. And most of the time, safety wins. Not because you're weak, but because that's how you were programmed. Pause. And this is the hardest truth of all. If nothing changes, you don't just stay in this cycle. You continue it, through your choices, through your habits, through what you unknowingly pass down. Same patterns, same limitations, same conversations, just different faces. That's why this moment matters, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And now the question becomes, are you going to keep living inside a system that was never built for you to win? Or Are you finally going to learn how to step outside of it? Part 3. The emotional trigger. Why this hits different now. You remember it. Not always as clear memories, but as feelings. A certain tension in the house, a certain silence that didn't feel normal, but became normal. Pause. It was in the small things. The way your parents' voices would change when money came up. The way conversations would suddenly stop when you walked into the room. The way stress would sit in the air, even when nobody was arguing. You saw more than they thought you did. The late nights, the quiet worrying, the mental calculations at the kitchen table. And even if they tried to hide it, you felt it. You learned early that money wasn't freedom. It was pressure. It was limitation. It was something that could change the mood of an entire home. You remember those moments when you wanted something, but you already knew the answer before asking. So you didn't ask, not because you didn't want it, but because you didn't want to make things harder. Pause. That's where it started. Not in adulthood. Not when you got your first job, but right there. When you began to shrink your wants. To protect your environment. Birthdays that felt limited. Holidays that came with quiet stress instead of excitement. Moments that should have been joyful, but had a weight behind them. And somewhere in all of that, you made a decision. Maybe you didn't say it out loud, but you felt it. My life will be different. Pause. Not louder. Not to prove anything to anyone. Just different, less stress, more freedom, more control. But now you're older, and you realize something no one prepared you for. Being the first is lonely. Because there's no one to show you how. No one to guide you step by step. No one in your immediate world who has done it before. So every decision feels heavier. Every mistake feels more personal. Every delay feels like you're falling behind. And that's the part that hurts the most, because on the outside, it might look like you're doing okay, but inside, you're carrying pressure most people don't understand. Pause. You're not just building a life. You're trying to build a different reality from the one you were raised in, and that creates a silent fear. What if I don't figure this out? What if I end up in the same cycle? What if all this pressure leads to the same result? So even when you make progress, it doesn't always feel like enough, because you're not measuring yourself against comfort. You're measuring yourself against change, and that's why this feels so heavy. Because this isn't just ambition, this is responsibility. You're not just trying to succeed, you're trying to make sure the story changes after you. Part 4. The shift. Why you need a new blueprint. This is where most people get stuck. They see the problem, but they don't have the blueprint to escape it. And in today's UK economy, guessing is expensive. Wasted time. Wrong decisions. Missed opportunities. That's why I wrote the book, The First Millionaire in Your Family. Because in this economy, you don't rise by working harder. You rise by working differently. Part 5. The urgency. Why you can't delay this. And here's what most people don't realize. Waiting has a cost. Every month you delay learning this, you lose time. You lose opportunities. You stay in the same cycle. And in a rising cost economy like the UK, standing still is actually falling behind. That's why this matters now. Not next year. Not when things get better. Because things aren't slowing down, they're speeding up. And the people who adapt first, win first. Because the problem was never your effort. It was never your ambition. It was never your desire to do better. It was this. You were never given a blueprint. Pause. No clear system. No structured path. No step-by-step way to move from where you are to where you're trying to go. And without that, you stay in confusion. You stay in trial and error. You stay in cycles that feel like progress, but never lead to real change. That's exactly why I created The First Millionaire in Your Family. Because this isn't just a book. This is the structure you were missing. It shows you clearly how to break out of survival thinking, how to organize your money with intention, how to move from earning to actually building, how to create a system that grows beyond your effort. No guessing, no confusion, no scattered advice, just a clear path. Because let's be real, if you keep trying to figure this out alone, you'll keep going in circles. But when you finally have the blueprint, everything starts to make sense. And that pressure you've been carrying, it stops feeling like weight and starts becoming direction. Part 6. The blueprint. So if you've been feeling this pressure, this isn't random. This is your moment to change direction. Don't just carry the weight. Use it. Get the blueprint. Understand the system. Start building something real. Grab your copy of the book The First Millionaire in Your Family now, link in bio. And if you're serious about learning this step by step, go deeper on our series on YouTube. The First Millionaire series, search Sodiq Wealth Invest. Start from episode 0, the overview of your journey to become the first millionaire in your family. That's where the full breakdown is. The strategy, the mindset, the real process. Because this isn't just content. This is a transformation. If this felt like your story, comment first, because that's who you are. The first to see it, the first to understand it, the first to break it, like this. Follow this page and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because right now, there are millions of people in the UK and around the world feeling this. But only a few will actually do something about it. This channel is not about motivation. It is about transformation. Every video you watch here is one step closer to becoming the first millionaire in your family. Not through luck, not through hype, but through discipline, structure, and long-term thinking. We are building thinkers. We are building investors. We are building legacy creators. And if you stay here long enough, apply what you learn and study the blueprint inside the first millionaire in your family. You won't just change your income, you will change your bloodline. So if this video shifted your thinking even a little, subscribe, because this is not just content. This is preparation. And 10 years from now, you'll either look back and say, I started when it was small, or I wish I did. Choose wisely. I'll see you in the next lesson.